The reason we don't teach high kicks in reality-based urban defense, or indeed anybody should be teaching high kicks in self-defense, is because they're incredibly dangerous and they're not very practical. So you can get someone in a dojo or in a ring and they'll show you big high kicks all day and night. Taekwondo is obviously very big on the big high kicks and the hook kicks and spinning tornado kicks and all this. Compare what you wear in a gym or in a dojo or in a ring, compare that to what you wear on your day-to-day life. So most of the times we're not going to be given a nice flat smooth surface to stand on. It might not seem it, but next time you're out and about, just take a look at the ground you're walking on, take a look at the road you're on or the pavement you're on. It won't be a flat smooth surface. A lot of the times the shoes we'll be wearing won't give us too much purchase on that ground. So we're on an uneven surface and we're wearing shoes that won't grip as well as we would need to. Moving up, a lot of the times we have to wear special clothing for the gym or for the dojo. So we wear baggy shorts if we're Thai boxers, we wear baggy gis if we're doing a striking art to allow us our range of motion with our legs and our hips. See if you're capable of doing that in your day-to-day trousers or your day-to-day shorts. Chances are, if you're wearing jeans and you throw a knee, chances are the middle of the crotch is going to come up and whack you in the balls. It won't hurt you enough to stop you, but it is just a reminder that you don't have that range of motion. Try throwing a kick, even just a waist-high kick, in any trousers you're wearing. You'll find that the hips on most trousers will restrict you from doing that. So if you're training every day to throw big high head kicks in a real fight, and then you actually get into an altercation and your immediate play says, I'm going to throw a really high head kick. You're going to throw a high kick, you're not going to be able to do it properly, and in the time it takes you to realise, I can't throw this high kick, the other guy has just barreled straight into you and you're taken off the planet. Let's say now that you are on a flat smooth surface and that you do have baggy clothing and that you have got the flexibility to kick the head. Your foot has to come from slightly behind you on the ground because of your stance. I'm guessing you'll know how to have a staggered stance if you've been training. Your foot then has to come from the ground, up in an arc, hit the guy on the head, and then either come back or go all the way around to get your stance again. That's a long range, that's a long time that foot is in the air moving. So it gives me the opportunity to say, hey, that foot's coming towards my head. I can move back out of range. What I would actually do is barrel into you, knock you down, or crack you on as you're doing it. There's a good chance you're going to get hit in the pills. Even if you fight someone who's got no training, as soon as you expose your crotch, they're going to go bong, hit you in the pills. There's a good chance that in the time it's taken to get to their foot and come back down, you're going to fall over. Also, the more time we're on one foot, the more time we're off balance. Balance is key for generating power. If it's my rear leg, if it's my rear foot that I'm kicking you with, it means I haven't got a rear foot there to push off my body weight to come into you with any significantly hard shot. Now, I know there might be some people out there going, yeah, but I've seen Cro Cop destroy everybody in MMA with a head kick. That was not self-defense, that was a match fight. I've been over that in the Three Siblings video. Some people might remember, if they're old enough to, the good old days of a guy called Terry O'Neill, who was a doorman in Liverpool, who would take 3 or 4 people out with the same head kick. You are not Terry O'Neill. This is what angers me about when people do this. There's a guy, I can't remember his name now, but he does a gun disarming. He holds the Guinness Book of Records for the quickest disarming of somebody holding a gun. Just because one person can do it doesn't mean we can all do it. And if we look at the statistics and go, right, well, how many of us have got the flexibility in our legs to get the leg up there? How many of us have got the ability and the fast muscle switch to do a really quick kick? How many of us are planning to do that? How many of us got the balance, everything that needs to be brought in for that high kick? That's a lot of energy and a lot of time spent that we could be doing something a lot more simple that will work and is a lot safer. So I know if I've got 3 people in front of me, if I plant my rear leg and I just start throwing shots, I've got a good chance of getting out of there in one piece. If I throw a high head kick to the first guy, probably before that leg has connected, his two mates are going to come at me. So even if I've sparked the first guy with a head kick, I'm now on the ground getting my head kicked in by his two mates. So we have to keep that in mind of how we're training, what we're training, and how we're trying to employ it in a real situation. So if I stand in front of a heavy bag and I just throw right cross after right cross continuously for an entire round, I'm training that so that when it comes to me going, mate, it will work. If you're just throwing high kicks for the sake of throwing high kicks, stop and ask yourself, how is this going to translate into a real situation? If I'm telling myself I'm training for self-defense, it's not art, it's not sport, it's not fitness, it's not because it's a good group of people to hang around with. I'm doing this purely because I'm going to get in a fight on a weekend. I want to be able to do something about it. Ask yourself how what you're doing will actually translate. Have a look at a lot of other people. Have a look at the security footage and mobile phone footage of people who have taped fights in real situations, and just ask yourself in those situations, will I have the room to throw a kick? Will I have the people are going to stand back and let us do it? Probably not. What's the surface like that I'm standing on? What type of footwear am I going to have? What type of clothing am I going to have? Is there any likelihood that I can get you before your mates get me? All of these different factors have to be taken into account, which you don't get in a dojo. Again, I refer you to the Three Siblings video I did. So it's just a basic overview of why we don't throw head kicks. What I would suggest is, if you still are absolutely 100% certain that your high head kicks will work, do this little activity. Get your group of friends in the dojo that you do it with, and just have a very simple thing and say, you're going to stand in a circle. You're going to have two guys in facing each other. Person one is going to throw a head kick. We're not doing it to knock the guy out. You just have to connect. It can be a light little tap. Have them wearing the pads and the headgear if you want. The people in a circle, it's their job to take person one, the guy throwing the kick, to the ground. Once the person's on the ground, game over. You don't have to follow up. You don't have to get into submit or anything. It's just your job to take him to the ground. Do this, and you'll see very, very, very quickly why head kicks don't work that well. So if you have got it in you to leave your ego at the door and try this in your dojo, I've also recommended people do this in judo clubs when they say, "Oh, I do this throw." It's the same game I play with people. If you can leave your ego at the door for 5 minutes, please do. If you find a way of making the head kicks work where you're not getting taken to the ground, let me know. Film it, put it up online, do a rebuttal to this video and tell me to shut up. If you find a way to make something work that I can't make work, I'm happy to steal it off you. Again, any suggestions, questions, or comments, please leave below. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. And always be vigilant.